Hey, didn't see you there. I'm Bob Ross. Sia. Russia. Nice to meet you. Today we will be painting a clay sculpture made by me, inspired by Moriah Elizabeths' Cherry the Cherry. Let's jump into it. Ow! So as I've mentioned, I'll be making a friend for Moriah's Cherry the cherry with a butt crack. I'll be using dust air dry clay for this project. I also have some dotting tools for details. Once I managed to open the bag and rip off a medium-sized chunk, I'm just kneading it to make it softer and easier to work with. I'm starting with a ball shape so that I can start working on the body. Do you like working with clay? I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love creating things with clay, but I hate that mess that comes with it. Sticky hands and oh my goodness, it's not easy to smooth out. Once I have a rough shape that I'm happy with, I start working on the arms. I started to squirt so that it can stick to the body, but then I decided to smooth it first. I don't know how other artists get their clay so smooth. Maybe I'm just too impatient. Anyway, I added some water to help smooth it out, and onto the butt crack. Since Jerry has such a juicy booty, it's only fitting that his girlfriend has one to go with it. I spent way too much time adding thin layers to her behind to get it nice and plump. And then, again, to smooth it out best as I could. I'm definitely no Moriah, but I hope I did this cherry justice. And I've decided to call her Mary, so Cherry the Cherry has a girlfriend called Mary the Cherry. 'Cause, you know, she's just so merry and happy. Look at that plump butt crack. I finally move on to the arms. I started to make sticky outy arms, but that just didn't look right, so off they go. Attempt number 2 looked so much better. I used the same arm, but just flattened it out and stuck it on so that it looked like her arms are going in front of her body, and just smoothing them out towards the back so that they blend in well. Once the arms were done, I moved on to the feet. This was the same process as applying the arms. And I'm smoothing again. As you can see, I'm clearly struggling a bit with the butt crack and smoothing the clay. Eventually, I was happy enough with it to move on. Somewhere along the line, I popped in a cherry stem that I made from a cardboard straw, but I lost that footage. Oops! Next, I'm moving on to creating the facial features, which will be quite simple. I just carved in 2 eyes and a mouth. And again my footage cut out. So here she is, all done. And now I have to wait 2 days for her to dry so that I can get onto the fun part, painting. I wanted her to match Jerry somewhat, so I went with a dark pink color for her body. I don't know why I started with such a small brush, but I quickly switched to a larger brush to get that first layer of paint on. Enjoy some music while I paint her body. And now that the body is painted, I decided to add some blushy cheeks. My cat decided to join me. I have two cats. They love lying on my laptop, which was just out of the shot here. I imagine her being very sweet and a bit shy to meet Jerry for the first time. After blending the cheeks in, I move on to her eyes. I decided to paint her eyes shut to go with the shy theme. Also, I'm not great at drawing eyes. I was getting lazy at this point. I painted the stem green. It was actually quite difficult to get under the stem without blending it. I painted about 3 coats to get good coverage. I wasn't happy with the blush, so I went back in with a lighter color. I blended that out with a dry brush. This just created more texture, which wasn't really what I was going for, but I'm leaving it like that. I went back to the eyes to paint in some lashes and then did some touch-ups. I also lost the footage of me painting the mouth, but I painted a side smile, and she's ready for the top coat. I'm adding 3 layers of glossy Mod Podge to protect her and to give her some shine. And this is the final result. I definitely do think there's room for improvement, but I am really happy with it and I hope Jerry is too.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I post every Saturday, 10 a.m. African time. I hope to see you then. Stay safe and have a super day. Thank you.